the rewards are not great. So it's only your ego that's being boosted, not your rewards, and not something that you get in the packs. Can I
I
say something?
think you've both nailed it. The time you've played your 15 champs games where you play over one night, 2 days, and then you feel as if, right, I want to hit my rivals with points and rewards in. It is an absolute battle out there to do it.
Hello, footies, and welcome along for another Tuesday Club edition. The only difference is this time around it's Tuesday Club 2.0 like we did last time. We've got Homer and Neil with us, and we're looking forward to Tuesday Club 2.0 being a real thing. So this is episode 2, and we expect to have episode 400 for you in a couple of years' time, but we just want to keep going, and we're really enjoying our time here and getting to meet new people from at least from my perspective, I'm meeting people from across the globe, and you're listening to people from pretty much all over the world. So hope you enjoy this episode. I think one of the things we want to talk to you about is we want to talk about rivals, champs, live events, friendlies, passion, frustration, and everything in between. So just stay tuned, and we have a lot of things to talk about in this 45, 50 minutes of podcasting. Right, let's get into it. Neil, how was your week in foot?
How are you doing? Thanks for having us again. Good to be back on. My week in foot has been frustrating. I found it every single game like a battle. I found it hard this week. So I listened to Friday's pod. I took John and Homer's advice a bit. Treat it like a game and try and just relax, step away from the game. So I came on Saturday and I played 7 games of champs. I went 2-5. I had a really bad time of it, and the 5 games that I lost were it was just hard. I switched the game off. I switched it off. Back on Sunday, and I went 6 games on the bounce, unbeaten. So I went
Nice.
went from 2-5 to 8-5, and I thought I'm going for the 10 here. This is great. I got beaten the 2, but I got beat closely, so I went 8. So 2 weeks of 7 wins, a week of 8 wins. So I was happy with that. I tend to play my rivals on Friday and kind of Monday, just to frankly get my rivals out the way because I find them stressful as hell. So I'm in Division 5 and I've got my rivals wins. Every single game is Saving Private Ryan stuff. You can finish every game and it's properly emotionally, physically demanding that I'm not enjoying that sense of it. So excuse
Yeah,
excuse me, I'm finding it hard. But 8 wins weekend league, and
that's
ironically enough, my best rewards this week were from squad battles. So
ooh. Who'd you
that
get?
might be the plan. I got a tradable Florian Wirtz, so that
Oh,
got me
nice one.
140k in the bank. So I was quite happy with
Nice,
that. So all in
nice
all,
one.
it's pretty much the same as for me at the moment. Every game's trench war, hard going,
Yeah,
but it is what it is. That's the way the game is at the moment.
understandably so. I think one of the beauties of this particular podcast is we have a whole variety of gamut of gamers. We have people like John, who was actually the coach, and we've got people like Homer, who are like really skilled players. People like Dan and Nate, who are really good. Nate's a coach himself. So, and we've got people like you and me, who are good enough, I think better than average, but not really at that scaly heights of like, being an elite or being comfortably getting 14, 13, 14 wins or 12, 11, 12 wins as well in champ. So yeah, it's good to have a variety of the user base trying to represent on the podcast front at least. So yeah, I completely understand where you're coming from, and I'll share my experience with you shortly after we listen to what Homer had to do on the weekend. How was your weekend?
Um, it's frustrating, like Neil says. So last week, obviously, like I said on the pod on Friday, that from Tuesday to Friday it was really positive. Then Friday till yesterday was just a battlefield. Finished with 9 wins again on weekend league. Rewards were good, not amazing, but better than what they have been. I also got 14-6 in the Silver League. So I was a bit
Nice.
disappointed to fall short, but they've actually added 15 more games, is it? There are 20 more games today,
Yes,
so I got
15.
a little, obviously
15.
a couple more, another batch of games to try and finish and get that top prize. The hero, I got the guarantee pack, I got hero Alex Scott, which, good card, but doesn't fit my team. But I did do some investigating and I noticed every content creator that's putting up formations at the moment It's both fullbacks that defend, both CDMs are holding defend or deep line playmaker defend. It's all counter passing. It's all 50 or less depth. So I can see where a lot of people are going for their inspiration when it comes to playing, and it's tiresome because the Silver League was worse than Weekend League. It was such a battle, but like I said on the pod on Friday, you've got to just take a step back and remember it is a game. Try and take it slowly. Don't do it all in one, which was probably my problem. Sunday, I've had family things going on, so left, right, and centre. So Weekend League, I had to rush. I'd rushed the Silver League yesterday. If I took it more over a gradual period of time, I could have probably done better. But yeah, it's not bad. Could be better. Could be a lot worse.
Yeah.
What about
No,
yourself,
I
Shaq?
can completely understand that. I think one of the things that Tommy in our Discord mentioned that was really enlightening was the fact that he said there's so many game modes available, and I think a lot of people are jumping into every single game mode with the mentality of trying to complete that game mode, trying to win that game mode. Like for example, he referenced Gauntlet. He said I can't be bothered trying to change my squads every single game and trying to get back and trying to keep the rhythm up, and because you cannot play your best if you cannot go for your best with all these changes constantly happening if that's what you're trying to achieve. Whereas if you just want to play casually, then yeah, you might have end up having fun. But the problem is most of the people that we're playing against are taking it extremely seriously, where the win is win it all must. I don't care. I like, for example, you reference a silver mode. I have played, I think, about 10 games in the silver mode, and I think I've played literally every single one of my players, every single one of my opponents has got the best of the best silver squads, and they're playing a low block, and they have the. I saw one guy who had every single player 85 plus pace, even center backs, full backs. He had 90 plus play strikers. He had there's this particular Brazilian with, you know, the rocket ship. It's not coming to the tip of my tongue. The rocket ship
The
playstyle plus.
96 paste one.
That's the one. That's the one. And I've come across them so many times, and I'm wondering why. When I built a squad, I just looked at what I had at my club, and I thought, yeah, I probably need a slightly better player of this persuasion, maybe a different LM. I thought I'll make a Brush Silver team. I don't know if you guys were around during the early days of
Yep.
EA of FIFA, where Brush Silvers were like a huge thing. So I'll just make one of those. I just made a random squad. I picked up a few people from here and there. I had some kind of left back in my squad from a Brazilian left back that had like a huge amount of play styles. I was like, I'll build my team around this random guy. Rocked up and realized, hang on, these people have actually spent thousands and thousands of coins or time trying to curate this particular perfect team, which is probably it's not a bad thing in hindsight. I mean, if that's what they're passionate about, that's fine. But the way they're playing is exactly what you play in champs. And I'm just trying to think, where are we playing differently? We're just doing the same thing in different game modes and expecting different things. So from my point of view, I did rivals this week with champs. I thought, you know what, I'm just going to take a break from champs. I don't want that stress right now about champs. And I will end up getting, what, 7 maybe? Maybe if I'm lucky, I might get an 8 for what? I just don't like the time frame for champs where I have to push those games in, and the whole weekend I'm thinking about, okay, let me get my full block of games so I can that because that's the way. If I actually play 4 blocks of 4, I'll get my best results. But just trying to find the time to just play 4 games and walk away from the game and come back, it's just as parents and things, and we have families and stuff. It's really hard to get that across. So I thought I'd give champs a break. Went to the silver mode. It felt like I was playing champs. It wasn't any different. It wasn't any different. And I tried to do something funny. I tried to play a 3-5-2 because I'm trying to create this new 3-5-2 that I'm using in Rivals as a backup formation. I was getting hammered in using 3-5-2 with the silvers that barely can do anything. So, yeah, I think one of the things is if you're playing it all, if you're struggling, maybe just be choosy about what you actually are playing and try and see whether you can try whether you can just have some fun along the way. Forget winning. I think one of the key things we need to remember is the rewards are not great. So it's only your ego that's being boosted, not your rewards, or not something that you get in the packs. So yeah, Neil, did you say something?
But you've both nailed it. By the time you've played your 15 champs games where you play over one night, 2 days, and then you feel as if, right, I want to hit my rivals with punts and rewards in, it is an absolute battle out there to do it. Every game is playing against a 6 back or a 7 back in some occasions, mostly 6 back, isn't it? Every formation's the same. Every formation's sitting back depth, just waiting to hit you in the counter. It's hard. So for me, I check my club. So I've got 7 silvers currently in my club. So I've not had a chance to even take part in the Silver Cup. And I won't lie, my initial thought was, do you know what, I can get 18 games if I can get a decent player. I'll just put the pad down, but I don't even have the 7. I don't even have 11 players to put out, and I'm not buying silvers. And I didn't really play FIFA back when I played FIFA before silvers, but after silvers, does that make sense? I didn't really play during the Brazilvis era,
Yeah.
so it's not nostalgic for me. I don't have the interest in it. It's the wrong place to say it in a FIFA pod, but I'm not battling through games and games for a silver player, or no,
Yeah.
sorry, a silver pack or to get a better silver team. I'm not spending 10,000 coins on a 96 piece silver player and stuff. I'm never going to use them other than that game mode. And as by the sounds of it, if it's as sweaty and as hard as the other games, then I don't have it in me to do it.
I think this is where I'm slightly confused about whether it's not really about picking faults as such, but I'm just trying to understand the ecosystem in the sense that is not giving out rewards willy nilly. Like it's not saying they're not saying you get 9 wins, you're going to get this amazing rewards. You get 11 wins, you're going to get these amazing rewards. It's they're giving you pretty good rewards for this silver tournament just for playing 18. So I was under the impression that people just go in, casually play. It's okay if you win, great. If you don't win, it's fine. And I was like you, I just thought I just instead of rubber banding it, let me just enjoy my experience a little bit. But it wasn't. Yeah, I think EA is. I can't really put fault at EA's desk in this particular scenario because they've kept it pretty open. They've just said play 18 and you get probably one of the best rewards that you can get at this point in time. But then the community is so enshrined to try and win every single game the best they can, the most meta way they can. And I think I saw on the Discord someone mentioning that there probably must be a video for the 4213 right now because every single person that they were playing against in the silver tournament was playing a 4213, and that's probably true as well. These some of the social media stuff really has an impact on how we play this game as well. Homer.
Yeah, that was me. So
Oh, is he?
it was me. I noticed in the first 5 games, 4 of them was just the 4-2-1-3, and I was like, that's strange. I've never noticed such a block of games, everybody having the same formation. So I like to, whenever I'm playing like weekend league or a gauntlet, I like to note things down. Like John's like, obviously the coach, and over the years he's imparted his wisdom. And one of these things is write things down after the game: what you done good, what you done bad, whatever, what you struggled with. So I do is that I have a wee pad here, and I note everything down. And it was just after every game, I just noticed 4-2-1-3, and I was like, oh, we're not back to this again. And that's what I said. I done a little looking around, went on YouTube, and it was Team Hullet, it was Inception, all the usual characters. Here's your meta formation to go 15-0, and it was all the same. It was 4-2-1-3. It was fullbacks defend, CDMs either holding or the deep line player made. They were all defend. It was all deep. It was all counter, and I was just like where is the fun? That's what I said. Like my formation is the 4-4-2. I picked it up based on a team that I was young when I didn't actually watch them live, but I'm such a football geek. I'm truly a geek of football that I go and watch old games, and I loved watching that Milan team. And I'm an Inter fan, so that's how good they
Yeah.
are. That I can say truly that even though it's a rival for a team that I like, they were just such a good team. I wanted to replicate how fun that was. I would love to do more of a 4-3-2, 4-4-3-2, but it just doesn't really work in FIFA for some reason for me. Um, but everybody's just playing the same robotic thing again. Um, and like you said, it's just win at all costs. It's that ego boosting. Look, I got this and you didn't get this, and at some point, fun has to come back into it. This whole win at all costs, this I'm better than you mentality will have to die off, and we go back to just having plain fun. Like I only have enough silvers because I like to build a Rangers team at the start of every year. And as bad as we are in real life, we now have a cluster of silver players to use from.
The advantages of that.
Yeah, and also I'm a bit of a card collector, so I wanted all the baby icons, the silver icons, so I've got them in my team as well. So it was easy enough to do to get the team together, and I like the whole completionist aspect of the game, but it is getting to that point where you're just going to have to pick and choose what game mode you play and why you're playing it. Are you doing it for that ego boost, or are you doing it for the purpose of having fun?
That's it. I think that's key. I'm trying to make a change in the way I engage with the game. I'm trying to look at fun as much as I can. But having said that, though, like I said, I went 3-5-2, and I got beat. I went 0-6. It was 0-4, then it became 0-5, it became 0-6. And I thought, I can't keep losing. Yeah, sure, I can't keep losing. So I changed it back to a 4-2-3-1, I think, with the same players that I had. And I won six in a row. And I think it kind of annoyed me that I had to do that to get the 6 wins. But I just wasn't. My team wasn't. The players that I had just weren't good enough to play the 3-5-2 the way I wanted it to play. And then I became in this juxtaposition where, what do I do? Do I just continue this and just pretend like nothing? I don't know. I think that's the part that I think I kind of gave up on the fundamentals there, but I just didn't. I didn't have an idea. 0-6 wasn't pleasant to look at on the
Yeah,
screen. So that's what's where it gets to you. And then I think you have someone like 4-2-1-3. They just bulldoze you with pace. You can't keep up. And I have three defenders that I'm trying my best. Like three, I can't even remember what pace centre backs I had, but they were not very good. And I was just trying to stop the best I could. It just was, yeah, it was nightmarish. But we learn. We learn. Right. I think that's in a nutshell. Just play what you can and just be choosy about what you actually are doing rather than just jumping in trying to win it all. You're just going to be burnt out pretty soon, especially the way the game's going right now. Well, talking about the way the game's going, I think there was some discussions that you had, Homer, on the weekend with John and Tolando about some of the new patch stuff that's coming out. I think I just wanted to get your perspective, Neil. I think we spoke about some of the things last week about the jockey needing a buff. He is addressing that. We spoke about kickoff, and there's some impact to that as well that he is addressing based on our feedback. So, do you have any thoughts about how this could impact your gameplay?
Well, I don't think. I mean, this will be their second attempt at. They've already attempted to fix the kick-off, haven't they? And they've actually made it worse. I
Yeah,
would say
yeah.
they have.
Well, they
It's made
admitted
it
that
worse,
as
right?
well. They
Even
admitted
I can
that.
score kick-off goals now. So if
yeah,
I can do it, others can do it. Yeah, they have come out and admitted it. The game, as far as from my own playing perspective is concerned, if they can't get the kick-off thing fixed, then I don't really care what else they fix, because so much of my champs and rivals games are based on who can score the most kick-off goals. People can say it's a skill issue, it's a defending issue. It's not. I'm at the point where I'm trying to foul people
mm.
and take a yellow card just to not concede a kick-off goal. If I'm playing against somebody who is inferior to me, which aren't many out there, I'm okay with it. But as soon as somebody, I've even had players, not so much in champs, rivals, where they'll literally sit back and wait to see what you're going to do before they decide how they're going to attack you, how they're going to punish you. They want to see if you can beat the exploits and the kick-off before, and then they'll then just do it to you anyway. That's how I'm feeling with kick-off goals. Anything else it needs fixed more than anything else. If they can get their kick-offs fixed, then the rest of the stuff, the smaller things can get fixed. But the fact that you can run up the park, pass it to your wide player, put it back into your CM or cam, and then they've either got a big open space to get into, or they can pass it to their striker, and your defenders are nowhere to be seen every single time. And likewise when you attack, because even when I score kick-off goals, I sit and go, all right, okay, great goal, I'm probably going to concede. And then there's so much
Yeah,
concentration getting into that, you're sitting, don't concede a kick-off goal, don't concede a kick-off goal. And that's pretty much from my game experience where that must be fixed before anything else. The
um,
jockeying thing, the buff thing, the jockeying thing can be fixed a bit. Yes, I'm still coming across spinners. You'll still get it, won't you? But the kickoffs is the main thing that has to
yeah.
be fixed. Has to be fixed.
I must admit, with the kickoff goals, one of the things that I've taken it upon myself is not to score a kickoff goal to begin with, because I don't want. It's almost like I don't want to give a reminder to my opponent that, oh yeah, we can score kickoff goals. And sometimes when I don't attempt it, they don't attempt it, and it's almost like you feel like you're playing against a human that cares, and then you go like 3 goals to 2, and it's the 70th minute, and they score a kickoff goal, and you're like, this is just so infuriating. Why are we down here? But hopefully, hopefully that changes because it shouldn't be as rampant as it is right now. I think that's something that hopefully EA fixes it. Kickoff goals have always been there. It's been there in FIFA, been there in EAFC, and I just hope that it's not as rampant as it is right now. And with the jockey buff, as we discussed, I think that's small. If they can just fix the jockeying a little bit, I think all of us will feel a little bit more in control of what's going on with that
I
defense at
think
least.
matchmaking was mentioned, wasn't it? So, I mean, I will say my Saturday matchmaking seemed a hell of a lot rougher than I got on the Sunday. I don't know if it's just because the way my results went. And
Yeah,
on Saturday, I played against a lot of frankly, better players than me. That's why I switched the game off. I just went, I'm done. I can't do any
I
more.
think
Sunday, I came across a bit less. So.
I think the first week, if you compare the first week in league to the second one was very elo based because you could tell as soon as you have a couple of losses, the game would automatically start matching you up against people that were slightly easier to beat or at your level or slightly easier to beat. But I don't know which way I preferred because I really enjoyed the experience where it was open matchmaking. I was getting randoms and I didn't know. Yeah, well, I didn't know at that point in time. I just thought I was good at the game, which is clearly not true. Um, but the second week, it felt like champs of old, where you have three, like you had five losses. Before you know it, you'll start playing people that you can start to feel like you can get your mojo back on. So I don't know where I stand with how the matchmaking is, but the way it is right now, it's something that we're just familiar with at least. It's stuff that we've used for a whole heap of time. And it's also funny, you mentioned that there's not many people that are inferior to you or me. And the thing is, we're here sitting, recording a EAFC related podcast, and if there's people, and we are the casuals in this community, and that's a thing to worry about.
Yeah,
That's the thing that really gets me. If I'm the casual, how good are the other people? Yeah. How
agreed,
much? Yeah.
agreed.
So on matchmaking, obviously the first week it was broke, so we got open matchmaking, so it felt a lot easier because you could get anybody. Regarding that, you're feeling like there's nobody below you. Well, the fact is, technically there isn't because they've been removed. They're now in challengers. They've been given that creche
True.
area. That sounds very crass to call it that, but they've been given a nice new secure area that they can play more freely. Where as proper casuals and weaker skilled players, they don't need to come up against us who are casual to grindy or better players. Um,
Good
so
point.
if you are at the lower level of weekend league, it's because they have removed the ones that are lower than you.
Yeah, I never thought of that
Regarding the
actually.
kick-up,
Good point.
it's one of the things where everybody's so used to that. There's always going to be that one person below you to always fall back on beating to get your rhythm going back again. Now they have removed a far chunk of that person that's below you. Somebody that's I'm consistent that 3 weeks in a row I've hit 9 wins, and I've noticed there's this distinct lack of lower depth players as well. Games that would have took me to about my highest is normally 11 wins. That 2 win gap that I'm not getting at the moment, I've noticed the lack of players that I would have probably got that 1 or 2 wins from. So Challengers has gave them that space where we are now as mid to lower range players finding it harder. Um, the
Cannon
kickoff,
fodder players.
yeah, unfortunately, it's such as life. There's always going to be somebody that's at the bottom. We can't protect everybody, unfortunately. But in regarding kickoff goals, I'd love to see it fixed as well. They've admitted they tried something, they got it wrong. Credit for trying to fix it. Credit for realizing they've not fixed it and they've got another solution. But until then, one of the coaches, Artyom, he put on something that on our Discord. So if you'd like to join us, come to patreon.com, futinreview, and come and join us. Coaches got brilliant advice. Artyom put up, see if you think that they are going to try and hit you with the glitch. Go team press and then double push the offside trap. Brings your team closer, brings the further up, gives them a big wall to try and batter through straight away. And I've used it a few times and it has worked. It's really stopped. And after the first 3 or 4 times they try and bully their way through, they just stop going for it because they know you're just going to crowd them out and there's no space. So the only option once they do that is either to go back and try and launch it over you and hope that they've got the pace to get behind, or they just go back to playing normally. So something to try. It's not for everybody, but Artyom seems to think it works. I've tried it quite a few times. It's working well, so something just to keep in mind.
It's a great tip, that really great tip, and yeah, thanks for promoting the Discord. I mean, that's really interesting. I think there should be ways that we. I think it's just about remembering all these things during a kickoff, especially when you just scored a goal and you're pumped and ready to go, and then it's hard to remember that the muscle memory to try and kick into the offside trap and do all those things. But yeah, I think that's something definitely. If the kickoff is not fixed, I'll probably train myself into doing that. Neil, you had something to say?
I was going to ask about to play. Let me get my memory right. To fully, how do you activate a full team press? I'm on a
So
PlayStation, so
So D-pad, it's up and left now to team press, and then offside traps up, up. So just up, left, and then up, up, up,
Oh,
up.
no.
And then, let's say,
right,
you're your team, they'll come a lot closer to each other. They'll come up and then come up again. And it's just like a big bank of wall. It's like just think of like an old military video like, where the Romans or whatever, where they get in that shield formation. It's just quite hard to penetrate because you're so compacted in. But like I said on Friday, if you're that rush of blood, see once you've scored a goal, or they've scored a goal, or whatever, just let the celebration play. Take a drink, wipe your
Yeah,
hands. Uh, I said, I'm a good player. I'm good, but I'm not amazing. But a lot of the things that have made me a lot player is things that the coaches have said on the Discord, like John and Artyom. Like,
yeah.
it's just simple. Just take a drink, stand up, fix your trousers, pull them down, fix your sleeves, whatever it needs to be. Rub your hands on a towel or whatever. Take a big deep breath and then go sit back down. And you will find that a lot of things aren't as bad as you think they are. But it is a muscle memory that you have to unlearn and relearn something new. But there are some tips that the coaches have put across that I found have worked a lot well for me this year.
That I must admit, I think one of the small things that John mentioned a long time ago was the fact that when you're playing a session of champs, have some water along with you. Just a little bit of water. Just take a sip. Just take a sip every time you can see. Just take a sip. Just get your focus away and get it back again. Just look away and just small little things like that. I did that consistently for a while. I think if I play champs with water next to me, and if I play champs without water next to me, the difference is huge. It's stupid, but it seems stupid, but it actually does work. It's just one of those things about focusing and allowing your brain to just refocus back again. And it's just, yeah, it's a small tip, but it just works. I mean, the Discord's full of stuff like this, and John's full of small little things that seem very ordinary, but really start to have a huge impact on how your actual end result. So yeah, definitely. Talking about some of the changes, one of the things that from a market perspective, EA is yet to come out and give. They said they will come out and put a comment on the market around the Evo cards, and I'm really curious to see what they will do because the way things are going right now, it's just chaos with how things just go spiking up, and it's just you can't really understand. You look at a goalkeeper who's like 100, 600 coins, and before you know it, he's extinct, and you just wonder what the hell even happened. So I think this is something that EA is trying to should put a stop to because it's enough that we have the leaks. It's enough that we all the fun and the joy from the game is being diluted with the leaks. The last thing we want is stuff to happen even without the leaks. Because, for example, we've seen some goalkeepers move up, and there was no leak. There was no information as to what Evo was coming out. But then all you could see was market movement, and it's just wrong. It's completely against stuff like that. So I really hope we get some information soon as well. Gents, do you have anything to say about the Evo market side of things? Anything, any hot takes on any of that?
I'd love for the league business to disappear and go back to being able to put on your game on a Friday night and see everybody for the first time and just go, "Wow, that looks cool."
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I've started blocking them all. I'm not a big market person as I said before. I'd love to really, but it's just something that I don't find the time for. It's not fun for me, so I avoid it. So I've started blocking the leakers just to get more fun um, from the game. But they've been good at being open, honest, and try to fix things. So let's see what they say, what they're going to do, and hopefully we do get something.
fingers crossed. Because the current situation, like for example, if anyone's been paying attention for the past 24 hours on the leaker market, it's just bonkers. Everyone's just outdoing each other, and basically we know exactly what's coming for the next 10 days, which is I mean, it's not ideal. It just removes the excitement of what's coming through. As you said, Friday, 6 p.m. Friday, you log in and suddenly you see this team that you never heard of that suddenly is the team that you're in, that's in packs. And you think about the SPCs that will suddenly hit you and you're like, whoa, this is cool. And yeah, none of that stuff exists. We know, and we're so disengaged by the time the content actually is available to us. We've heard about that content for weeks. So it just doesn't feel fresh and new. So anyway, hopefully EA does something about it. Well, taking a swift turn to gameplay discussions. There's a lot of discussion in the Discord, which I really thought was insightful and enjoyable, just to listen into some people's insight into certain things. So the questions come up: is goalkeeper movement too powerful? Is composure from players, whether that's the controlling players, more important than ever? Is that a good thing or a bad thing? What's your take? What's your take on it, Neil?
Goalkeeper movement doesn't bother me because I use precision shooting. So, as the old saying goes, that once you move the keeper once, I don't try the same thing twice. I go the other way. Uh, it gets annoying when you mess up twice in a row if you go for that far post and the keeper's already standing there. But more often than not, I benefit more from people moving their keepers to the extreme.
Yeah,
The amount of goals I've scored, I've just bashed it in the middle of the goals. As I say, precision shooting, I've used it since I used it at 25. I've used it this year so far, mainly because when I'm shooting with when I'm shooting my pad, I aim at the direction I want it to go anyway. So I'm already doing it, so I'm as well using it. So goalkeeper movement, it's overpowered if used
yeah,
properly. It is. They move really, really fast. But there's ways to get past it. There's ways to, if you've got that split second in your head, you can. You see the keeper move, you just split second move to the other way. It's effective to score that way. So I don't mind it too much. I would like to see it keeper slow down a little bit if it became an issue as such, but I'm not bad with it. Composure, it's a composure and reactions are two stats that aren't looked at overly by the community. Just look for pace, pace, pace. They don't look for anything
yeah,
else. Hunter cards, they look for shadow cards. They're 5k. They don't look for maestros. They don't look for backbones, and they should, frankly.
yeah,
Reactions. We're talking about needing a jockey buff and stuff. So reactions are anything over 83, 84. Anything over that is a great stat to have, specifically in a defender, because you need it for winning the ball. Frankly, don't you? So
true.
it's a very
Yeah.
important stat for me.
Yeah, completely agree. Completely agree. I think I was also referring to the composure of the player. Like, for example, you and me, like trying to control our players just before we try to score the goal. I struggle with sometimes, especially when it's a tight game. I think I lose my focus and I just miss the goalkeeper movement, even though I saw it in the previous goal that I tried to score. I saw him moving. Next time around, it's just I just want to get the goal. I've got an open shot. I just want to shoot it. I've got it in my mind rather than taking a breather, like a millisecond of a breather to see what's exactly happening. And if you just wait for that extra millisecond, you'll see the goalkeeper moving. The goal is completely empty. And it's all there for you. I think it's just a one extra second of just calming down the nerves and seeing what's happening in front of you. That would make a huge difference. And I think that's something that I am really practicing, trying to do. The silver tournament is really helped because every single one seems to have Yashin. Every single one just dances with the Yashin. They just leave the goal open, which is beautiful for me. But yeah, that's something I need to get better at. Um, any thoughts on goalkeeper movement, Homer?
I don't mind it. Obviously, I've been playing since Ultimate Team became a thing, and when they brought it in, it was to combat the fact that shooting was so overpowered that
Mm,
the AI keeper wasn't good enough. Everybody wanted that aspect of control, so it's this whole damned if they do, damned if they don't. So yes, moving the keeper is fast. However, if you are willing to commit that, you've got no recovery pace. Your keeper's dead in the water. So
Mm-hmm.
if you move
good
too
point.
quick, if they've moved too quick, like everybody says, take that second. Again, John's very good at coaching a lot of people. He tells everybody that before you take a pass, take a shot, try and count 1, 2 in your head. Just
Yes.
that before you press that button. Sometimes, obviously, it's not practical when you're in a crowded box. You just don't have that time or space. But just take that brief second, take a quick breath, watch the movement, and then go for the goal, because if they've committed, they're not getting back. So if you go round them, you've got the free goal. And then the keeper movement, I like the fact that it's fast, because, as we were saying, the jockeying's a little bit too slow. So it's that last safety net that we have, that if you've got a dancing Pena spinning around you like a prime Michael Moles for Rangers fans, that who'll know that Michael Moles could spin in a telephone box and beat everybody. Um, your jockey speed's too slow, so you're not going to get them. So that fast little bit of keeper movement is that last little lifeline that we do have at the moment. So if they improve jockeying, I'd happily see the keeper movement slow down. But it's always this: if you're going to take with one hand, what are we getting back in the other hand? Because if you move away that speed, that's another tool that we've lost against faster attackers. So, and then again, the low power drivens are so hard. Keepers don't move enough on their
Yeah,
own to get over there. So having that extra, it's all that one hand take away another hand. Like, if we get rid of goalkeeper movement, we run the risk of them removing low drivens again, because that's pretty much why keeper movement was brought in. So
I think I come from the aspect of it that I'm crap at it as well. So that's why I wouldn't mind it getting removed. In that sense, I'm not very good at moving my people.
it's
no,
one of the tools though. Like, precision shooting does beat it a lot of times. Taking your time beats it a lot of times. Sometimes somebody's just better than you. Doesn't matter what you do.
Yeah,
They're,
that's
they're
it.
going to beat
yeah,
you. So I said it's the trade off. It's the compromise. It's, do we want to be able to have all these great finishing tools like finesse, low driven, or whatever, or do we want to lose them so that we have static AI keepers? Are we going to be happy with not being having the weapons of choice, and then are we going to be happy with keepers that can't move again? Because we're going to go back to, it was 2015 it came in, so we had like a good while where keepers were static, we had no control, and everybody hated it. It would just be circular. We'll get rid of it, and then everybody will campaign for it to come back. So it's, like I said, now I
yeah.
don't mind it, but if the jockey speed does get improved, I'd probably give that trade off, remove it a bit.
Yeah, I think you're quite right there. I think it's a safety measure there. It's another skill to master if you really care about it. Like I haven't really mastered that skill. I would like to, but I just don't think I've scored too many times when the keepers just walked away. And I know for the first time when I'm practicing, my keeper will just open up the goal completely rather than just being there in the right place. So I haven't really mastered it. I probably should try it at some point. But yeah, like you said, if the jockey is buffed, probably things might just even itself from my perspective at least. But yeah, we'll have a look at that. And another question's coming from Chris Grandpapa Mac, who says, "Is attacking more overpowered than defending in the game right now? If that's true, is it a good thing? More goals, is that a good thing, or is it a bad thing because we're frustratingly losing out on a lot of goals? What do you say? Is attacking more overpowered than defending? I mean, going back to the jockey and things like that, or do you have? Or is it balanced in your opinion?"
I don't know. Is the honest answer. I'm not really sure. I'm not. I'm not sure. I don't know. I think if you're, I think everyone concentrates more on attacking. Obviously, if they've got the ball, you want to get as forward as quick as you can. Is it overpowered? I don't know. I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure how to answer that. I'll be honest. I
I
don't know.
think I think some of the deep down the nitty gritty of that question would be, if you look at the pro tournaments. I don't know if you've looked at any of the pro tournaments recently. Apparently the pro tournaments are going into like 14, 15, and 7, 8, 9, 10. Like there's each team is each of the players is scoring 9 or 10 goals and conceding 9 goals. So it's just one of those high scoring games, which is not a bad thing in a way, because yeah, you get to see a lot of goals. But then you're trying to question, like, is attacking given more of a weightage in the gameplay perspective as opposed to defending? Because if pros are unable to defend, then there's something not quite right. It's probably where I think the community as a whole is stuck in between. I think jockey buff would certainly help with like trying to minimize the number of goals you're giving up and being a little bit more in control from a defensive point of view. I think that's the part. Like, do we enjoy a football game that's got a lot of goals in it, or would we rather have a football game that's got, like, low scoring, like, the Saki of the Kashinato type of football type of
I,
stuff.
I think left sticks certainly overpowered compared to maybe attacking as such. Left stick dribbling is massively different this year compared to any other year, recent years. So if there's anything that's whether it's attacking as a whole, I'm not really sure. Homer might know. I don't know.
What do you say, Homer?
I think it's individual preference. But everybody plays this game to win. Everybody would take a one. In real football as well. Like we've discussed this, we have our own on the real life pitch, the sub thread. So in real football, everybody would take a 1-0 win for their team every week if it was born, because at the end of the day, you'd win trophies, and that's all we really want. So, in a pride sense, everybody would love that 1-0 win. Like, yeah, I scored, shut shop, brilliant. But then when we watch football, that it's not our team. We all want to watch that free flowing, amazing goals galore. Like, it's a spectacle. So when it is watching the pros, I quite like watching it and they're scoring goals, because when it's this stuff of 1-0, I'm like, what's this? Why am I watching this? It's boring to me. So I think from selfishly, like you want it to be balanced, but in the grand scheme of things, like for fun and entertainment, you want it to be overpowered. And when I go on a lot of things like Reddit, I go on our forums, the EA forums, everything. A lot of the feedback over the last couple of years was defender was too hard. You get the shooting was too weak, or it wasn't strong enough. That if we beat a tough defence, we should be rewarded with being able to score as many goals as we can possibly can. So again, EA said at the start of the year, we've listened. You've wanted this. We have now presented you with this, and so is it overpowered? A little bit. I don't think it's as bad as a lot of people making it out to be, but I think it is rewarding enough that if you can't defend right, or your opponent can't defend right, there's that punishment. As I said, it's more an individual take. I don't think there's a right
Yeah,
answer that fits for anybody, to be honest. But I like it. I'd rather been able to score more goals. So
that yeah, I completely agree. I think if you have more goals in the game, it gives you the opportunity. For example, if you're three nil down at halftime, it doesn't bother you sometimes because you know you can come back. As opposed to if you're two goals down and if you don't think you're going to ever come back because the defensive style or whatever is overpowered and there's no way you can break through once someone is two goals ahead, kind of kills a little bit of the game for you while you're playing it. So I do get it from that point of view. But the only thing is that we've in nauseam we've discussed the fact about the defending being I think just needs a slight buff, and I think it's probably in really good balance from there on in. If the game ends up being high scoring, brilliant. It's best of both worlds. It works really well. We're trying to defend. Someone gets a better of you through a skill move or whatever and gets some goals and scores a goal. That's fine. If the games end up 13-12, who cares? At least we get to see 25 goals in one game rather than seeing one goal and just watching people just move around with the ball backwards and forwards. So yeah, I think we all watch the game for goals. So it's not too bad.
Okay.
Perfect. Right, gentlemen. Now let's move on to the static part of the show. Let's start with formation and review. So Neil, have you tried any new formations this past week since we last spoke?
I tried Homer's 4-4-2 formation on the
Ooh, how
Saturday.
was it?
Well, as I explained, I've already I had to switch my machine off on the Saturday night. So I don't think it was down to the formation though. The problem for me with the 4-4-2 only was because of probably the CMs that I had. So I've got Patry, Guijaro, and I have the Dutch Man City guy whose name's not coming to me.
Reinders.
Reinders. So both playmaker plus plus. I just got opened up too much and I wasn't very good. So I went to 4-1-4-1, and I'll keep my one CDM for my player in review, but it made a massive difference for me. So 4-1-4-1 made me go six in the bounce in champs. In the games, the two last games that I lost very close. And I've stuck with that formation now. Still got the wide players. I've done the Rashford Evo, 84 rated. He's on one wing. I've got Nico Williams on the other wing, and it's allowed me to play Reinders and Guijarro is more attacking, more going forward. Although I've
Hmm.
left Reinders in box to box, he hasn't got any plus rolls on it, but he seems to still be very good at it. And he gets about. Patrick Guijarro, centre mid, is far better and more effective there than she is at CDM box crasher. She seems to be really good at getting forward. She's goes quite far up the nearly right wing ish positions at times, but it's great. She scores loads of goals for me. She's really good. It's a really good formation for me. I'm playing balanced and I'm just playing short passing. So I've stuck
Nice.
with that formation at the moment. I've not been brave enough to try a 3 or a 5 back yet. But I'll probably stick with this 4-1-4-1 for the meantime, unless I pack MD that makes me have to change my team or makes me have to get the KM up. I'm quite a stickler for 33 KM. Probably shouldn't be. But if I've got 31 KM or even 32 KM, it ucks the hell out of me. It annoys me.
That's
I'll
a,
go and find
that's
players to get that.
that's a
So four
pure
one four one
snogging.
for me. Yeah, it is. It's the tidiness thing, really. So 4-1-4-1 was my formation this week. And I put my fullbacks to wing back, but I put them on
Oh,
balanced. Put them
nice.
on balanced, and it wasn't so bad. I've got Alejandro Baldi. He gets forward far too much for my liking, so I had to haul him back. I've got Kunde, who does stay back a good bit, a good balance. So I'm happy with that formation. That's the formation I've been playing this week.
No, that sounds really cool. That sounds. I think just having the defensive solidity in midfield, having a CDM just gives it's like that comforting blanket that you can have in your midfield, where you have one person that's just going to be there to hold everything tight, so you can just go and attack with the rest of them. So yeah, I do fully rate. I've used the 4-1-4-1 at some point this year, and I did really enjoy it. But I think I had to change because my CDM, the player that I packed or whatever, didn't have a CDM role, so I had to switch it over. But yeah, I will definitely try. Thanks for that. Homer, anything from you apart from the 4-4-2?
Um, Not really. No, nothing new.
Nothing new.
John had said that he's got a 5-2-1-2 in the works, so I was hoping for that to come out, but John's busy, and so
That's fine.
I've I haven't asked him for it yet. I've games when I've just been trying to close out. I've went back to the 4-2-3-1 wide,
Yep.
just for that defensive, like being able to see out. Just make sure I've got enough defensive triangles to pass out of defence when they're trying to press, and then having the ability to go wide and up. No, I've stuck to my 4-4-2. I have said it's a very acquired taste. It's a formation that you have to be really used to before you get any benefit out of it. It is a um, very open tactic. So
Yeah.
you don't have the safety net of the CDM, so it is one that you have to get used to before. I did say to Neil, give it a couple games warming up before
I
jumping
just
into it.
dive straight in. Just jumped
Yeah,
in.
it is a formation that it doesn't offer a lot of safety nets. You've got to be very comfortable with it. So, but I stuck to my 4-4-2. The 4-2-3-1 is a very good defensive formation. It's good for seeing out games,
Yeah.
but nothing new for me this week. What about yourself?
That's that's fine. Just want to add two things. Number one, from a formation point of view, I think the golden rule is don't get a brand new formation and take it into champs. It's hell on a stick. It's just like that's just it just kills you because I think it's just I don't know what it is. Rivals and stuff, you just play around, you do all these changes, and then when you have a set formation that you're happy with, take it every single time. I've taken lovely formations into jams and just thought this is crap, just because that intense pressure just takes over, and you have this limit of games, and it just doesn't work. It's not. It's a recipe for disaster. Going back to the 4-4-2 quickly, I just want to let you know as well as a 4-4-2 connoisseur when you're starting off in a 4-4-2, my recommendation is to put one of the CMs on holding. That's the way I would get familiarized with the formation. One CM on holding, the other CM do whatever the hell you want to do, whatever works for you. But one CM on holding just gives you that little bit of a shot. I think from your perspective, maybe Patrick could be one of the players that you could leave on holding just to see so that you can give you some help in that holding area and then let the other person attack. But yeah, that's just one of the things. My formations this week, I've done a interesting thing this week where I firstly tried out a 4-5-1, which is brilliant. I really enjoyed the 4-5-1. It gives you a lot of solidity in midfield. You have three midfielders, three CMs that can do a whole variety of things. Along with that, it also gives you an opportunity to try and attack from the wings, and you can let your wingers be inside forwards or wingers, do whatever you want with that. It makes it a little bit more fun. And the other thing I've been doing is at halftime, I've been switching to a 3-5-2. And the only problem with the 3-5-2 is you need to have specific players, like you need to have people with certain attributes in different areas. And I'll go through in the next episode once I tweak it a little bit more. I really want to mention the 3-5-2 because it is a really fun formation, and I really think that this is something that we all can have some fun with. But I will do some more tweaking, and I'll give you a complete picture of what the 3-5-2 should look like in the next catch up that we have. Essentially, the 3-5-2 is something that I really want to build EAFC 26 around because it's that much fun. People don't really expect it. And just having three solid centre backs at the back will just cover the rest for you. And you have one of the LMs or RMs with whip pass, and you can get those whip crosses into a striker. It's a lot of fun. I've gone from having finishing the first half with 2-2 or 3-2 or whatever it is, and suddenly in the second half, once I've switched to 3-5-2, I've scored 7 or 8 goals in quick succession just because the opponent is shocked as to what's happening. So I'll go into more detail next week on that.
That's good. Looking forward to it.
Sounds really good. Sounds good to me.
Excellent. Awesome. All right, we'll move on to the next one is player and review. So I think, Neil, you teased that you had a CDM in mind that you wanted to speak about. So which is the player that you want to review?
I really wanted to review Oscar Bob, the right wing, the right mid Man City
Ooh.
player, but to be honest, that guy needs to give up smoking or something. It was coming up to sub him after 30 minutes, 31 minutes every single game, squad battles, rivals. I had to take him off half time every game. So I can't review him because I never get anything out of him. He was just constantly done in, and I had to bring on somebody else. I'm using CDM. I'm using the season pass Kobe Mainu,
Ah, yeah.
level 35, and he's very good. He's very, very good. He's got incisive pass plus. He's got intercept. He's got CDM holding plus plus, which is quite rare to get at this stage of the game
Yeah.
for some players. He's very good. He even gets forward. He's just a good player. His stamina's a bit low in drains, but if you keep him in the CDM position, just playing ping pass plus he's got
That's
not
right.
incisive pass, he's got ping pass plus, and it's great. I'm finding him really good, and he's been the player that's allowed Reinders and Patrick O'Hara to move forward, and he seems to always be in a decent position to win balls. I've been really impressed with him for a free player. I think season pass players have been underestimated this year. James Ward-Prowse was good as well.
Oh, yes. So good. I really enjoyed that card.
There's a couple of good season cards, but I never took the Tamori or the Morgan Rogers. But I'm really happy with Manu. He's in my first team just now. I'm playing him, so he's been the player that I would review if you're looking for a holding plus CDM, because CDM seem to be the meta. I would try him out, a free card, and he's really good. I would give him a go.
Completely agree. I really enjoyed using Mino as well. I think he's that pink pass plus playstyle plus is just, yeah, it's very useful. It gets you out of a lot of sticky situations, and I think he's even got stuff like finesse as a silver play style, which is really unique and it works very well in the box. So for whatever reason, if you find him at the edge of the box or in the box, the finesse just works beautifully. So yeah, good card to review.
Really enjoy
Homer,
him.
who did you try this week?
So I did unlock Menu as well. He's my sort of midfield super sub. So when Hakan Chalalongo's pace and stamina's done, I swap him in, and I will put him on holding rather than deep line playmaker, just for that stability. He is good, but Tamori, I took Tamori. I've been
you
using
did.
his,
Good.
I was using his gold card, so I wanted that upgrade because this gold card was actually really good. Absolutely love him. He's an absolute beast. Stamina is a bit, it drains quite quickly as well, but he's just an absolute beast. He's got block, gold block. So try hit a shot or try pass around him. He's intercepting it. He's got bruiser. He's got enforcer. He's got slide tackle silver as well. So he's got good defensive ability. He's fast. He's strong. He's big. There's not much that people can really do. So
Brilliant choice, brilliant choice. For whatever reason, I think I just got back hungry and I just clicked on the pack instead of Tamori. And I think we had the discussion in the pod last week. And I thought, yeah, what am I going to do with Tamori? I don't have any links in Serie A. I kind of feel like I should have taken Tomori, but then the player that I'm going to review will probably give you an idea as to why Tomori is not on the highest of my agenda. Well, he came later on, but the player I'm reviewing is Lenny Yoro, centre back, Man United. Obviously, a great week to be a Man United fan, but he's a unique player in the sense he doesn't have any goal play style pluses, but he is like a Saliba on steroids. And he just feels like a Rolls Royce with the ball, very good at defending, always in the right spot. And I think it was a shout out from Dan Wimby, who said he picked up Euro and he's pairing Euro up with Virgil van Dijk. And he said this is a really good partnership that he's formed with those two. So I thought, look, I like using Saliba. I'll just get another Saliba version, and this Euro is a better version than Saliba. He's just incredible. I really enjoyed using Euro, and I think if you have some coins lying around 60 odd K, just pick him up, give him a shot. He will not disappoint you at all. I really enjoyed using Euro. So yeah, definitely worth a try at least for the price. Definitely worth a try. Yes, Neil.
Any any Varane vibes about him? I've read a couple of things. People are a bit of Varane aftermarket kind of things, you know. He looks really
Kind
good.
of. Kind of. He's like a really weird combination of a Varane and a Saliba mixed together. There's something about the way he moves, and I think obviously I'm biased because I'm a United fan. I am biased, but also I think a lot of people online have. I think the only thing that shocks me is his price. His price doesn't reflect how good he is, because for 60 odd K you'd expect to be like a average, but then Saliba is roughly that much. Virgil van Dijk is roughly that much, 80, 90K, maybe 20K more than Euro. So, but if you're looking for someone, if you're looking for French links in the Premier League for whatever reason, they're very rare. You can just go ahead and just pick up a Euro, and yeah, I think yeah, I could probably go on a limb and say yeah, he's like around 2.0. With an Evo, a couple of Evos in the future, he'll be like that Team of the Year Varane that we had a couple of years ago. Clearly, that'll
I
be
might
Euro.
try. I might try him. I might try him out. I might try him out
Give,
today.
give him a go. Give him a go. All right, gentlemen. There's one final question that's coming from other Tuesday Club Larrikin from Nate. This is a non-EAFC question. I just thought I'll just humor Nate with this question. Let's go with you, Neil. Would you rather have two left hands or two left feet?
Oh dear. Well, I'm left-footed, so I'm actually left-handed as well. So I probably I don't know. I don't know. I'll have two left feet. Why not?
In your case, it would be two right feet.
Would it? I don't know.
Would you
I don't
rather have
know.
two right feet or two right hands?
Well, I don't know. Two right feet. Then why not?
Two right feet.
And no
Sure.
reason for the answer.
Yourself, Homer?
I'll go to left hands.
Ooh, you ambidextrous or what's happening
No,
there?
I have arthritis, so as if you're
Oh yeah.
looking, I have to wear compression sleeves on my hands because my thumb's completely gubbed. So my left hand's, as you can see, nice and healthy.
Oh,
So
there you go.
for health reasons, might make me a better FIFA player, but two left hands.
Logical solution. And then for what it's worth, I will choose two left feet as well because I use my hands for everything. I don't play soccer anymore, so I couldn't care less. Because otherwise, I would be completely useless. I can barely kick the ball with my left foot. This is during my glory days. I could barely kick the ball with the left foot. So I can have two left feet, not kick a soccer ball again, but then I can do everything else with my right hand. So yeah, that's I'll have yeah. That's pretty much, gentlemen. That's pretty much all I had on the running agenda for today. Is there anything else you would like to discuss or bring up, or anything that we've missed talking about? No. Oh, we've done through the whole running sheet and we've come under time, so it's probably a really good time to call it. So let's go ahead and call it. Neil,
Drop it.
that is perfect. Homer, would you
Drop
like
it.
to? Perfect. And I'm gonna drop it.
You.